Tonight, you do not have to rush anywhere. You do not have to carry the weight of the day any longer. For the next little while, simply allow yourself to slow down, take a gentle breath, and imagine that you are walking beside Jesus. The evening sun is slowly sinking beyond the hills of Galilee. Its golden light stretches across the quiet water, painting the lake with warm shades of amber and gold. A gentle breeze drifts across the surface. Tiny ripples shimmer beneath the fading light. Fishing boats are returning to the shore. The fishermen pull in their nets after a long day's work. Some quietly mend torn ropes. Others carry baskets filled with fresh fish. No one seems hurried. The day is gently coming to its end. Jesus walks slowly along the shoreline. His footsteps leave soft impressions in the damp sand. You walk beside him. Neither of you feels the need to speak. The silence between you is peaceful. Comfortable? Like the quiet companionship of someone who already understands your heart. The gentle sound of water brushing against the shore becomes your only music. Each wave arrives softly, then quietly slips away again. You begin to notice your own breathing. It has become slower, calmer, as if the lake itself is teaching your heart how to rest. A flock of white birds glides low across the water. For a brief moment, their wings catch the last rays of sunlight. Then they disappear into the quiet evening sky. Jesus pauses for a moment. He looks across the endless lake. Then he turns towards you with a warm and gentle smile. My child, tonight, let your heart become as peaceful as these waters. His voice is soft, almost like the breeze itself. You look across the lake once more. The ripples continue without effort. The water never struggles to become calm. It simply receives each passing wave. Perhaps peace is something like that, not the absence of movement, but the quiet confidence to remain still, even when life continues around you. The two of you begin walking again. The shoreline curves gently ahead. Small stones rest beneath the clear water. The waves roll over them again and again, until every sharp edge has become smooth. Jesus bends down. He picks up one small stone, turning it slowly in his hand. Then he places it gently into your palm. It was not made smooth in a single day, he says quietly. The water touched it. Again and again. So does love. So does grace. They shape the heart, little by little. You close your fingers around the small stone. It feels cool, smooth, simple, yet somehow, it feels like a quiet reminder that nothing beautiful is ever rushed. The evening breeze carries the scent of fresh-watered wild grass, olive trees, and the faint fragrance of flowers growing along the hillside. You breathe in deeply. For the first time in what feels like a very long while, your thoughts begin to slow. The worries that seemed so loud only moments ago grow quieter with every step. The sun continues its slow descent. The sky begins to soften into shades of rose, lavender, and deep blue. One by one, the first stars quietly appear. No one announces their arrival. They simply begin to shine, just as hope often returns, without making a sound. Jesus continues walking beside you, never rushing, never pulling you forward, always matching your pace, as though he knows that every heart needs its own time to heal. And somehow, with every gentle step beside him, your own heart begins to believe that once again, The two of you continue along the shoreline. The evening has grown quieter now. One by one, the lamps in the nearby village begin to glow. Their warm light reflects gently upon the water. Some families are finishing their evening meal. Others are quietly preparing for tomorrow. The entire village seems to breathe at a slower pace. Jesus keeps walking beside you. Now and then, he looks toward the small homes scattered along the shore. His eyes are filled with quiet kindness, as though he knows every family living behind those stone walls. He knows who is smiling tonight, who is weary, who is whispering a quiet prayer before sleep. You suddenly realize how many people you pass each day without ever truly seeing them. Only now, walking beside Jesus, do you begin to notice not just faces, but hearts. The path opens onto a quiet stretch of sand. There are no fishing boats here, no voices, only the lake, stretching peacefully beneath the growing night sky. Moonlight begins to spill across the water, soft, silver, almost dreamlike. Gentle waves roll toward the shore, then quietly fade away again. Jesus pauses. He slips off his sandals and steps barefoot onto the cool sand. You do the same. The sand still holds a little warmth from the day, soft beneath your feet, comfortable. Each step leaves a clear footprint behind. Two gentle trails, side by side. You glance back for a moment. A quiet smile appears without you even noticing. Small waves slowly reach the shore. Cool water brushes across your ankles, then gently retreats, carrying away tiny grains of sand. Jesus kneels beside the water. He cups a little of the lake in his hands, then lets it slowly slip through his fingers. The water holds nothing, it simply keeps flowing. He smiles gently. Water never clings to itself. It always knows how to keep moving. So should your heart. There is no need to hold on to everything that has already passed. You watch the lake, not a single drop remains still. Yet somehow, the lake is always peaceful. Perhaps peace does not mean standing still. Perhaps it means moving forward with a quiet and trusting heart. The two of you continue walking. An olive leaf drifts gently from a nearby branch. It lands upon the water. The little leaf does not sink, it simply floats. Carried wherever the gentle ripples lead, it does not struggle. It does not try to return to the tree. It simply rests, allowing the water to carry it. You watch until it slowly disappears into the moonlit distance. Jesus asks softly, "Do you know why the leaf keeps floating?" You gently shake your head, because it does not fight the water. He smiles. Many burdens become heavy, not because life is difficult, but because we spend so much strength resisting what we cannot change. His words drift quietly into the night. Gentle, never heavy, like the evening breeze. You feel your shoulders relax, just a little more. Far away, a night bird sings once. Then silence returns, the lake remains peaceful, the stars continue shining overhead. The world somehow feels larger whenever the heart becomes quiet enough to listen. Soon you arrive beneath an old olive tree growing close to the water's edge. Its branches stretch gracefully over the lake. The leaves whisper softly whenever the breeze passes through. Jesus sits beneath the tree, resting his back against its ancient trunk. You sit beside him. Neither of you speaks. There is no need. Together, you simply watch the moonlight resting upon the water. Minutes pass, perhaps longer. Time no longer feels important. It simply exists. Gentle, unhurried, almost like breathing itself. Then Jesus speaks once more. My child, have you noticed something? You look at him quietly. We have not walked very far. You glance back toward the village. He is right. The houses are still nearby. The shoreline has hardly changed. You have traveled only a short distance. Jesus smiles. And yet, your heart has come much farther. From worry to peace. You slowly close your eyes. The cool breeze touches your face. The gentle waves continue their endless song. The leaves above whisper softly in the night. You hear your own breathing, slow, steady, peaceful, and for the first time in a long while, you no longer feel the need to become someone else. It is enough simply to be here, beside the Sea of Galilee, beneath the stars, walking quietly with Jesus. The two of you remain beneath the old olive tree. The night has settled gently over the Sea of Galilee. The moon now hangs higher above the water. Its silver light dances softly across the gentle waves. Nearby, an old fishing boat rests quietly upon the shore. Its wooden hull carries the marks of many seasons. The ropes are neatly coiled. The sails have already been folded away for the night. Everything is still. Everything is waiting for tomorrow. Jesus looks toward the little boat. A quiet smile touches his face. You see that boat? He says softly. Tomorrow morning, before the sun has fully risen, someone will step into it again. They do not know what the day will bring. They cannot see where every fish will be, and yet they still go. You follow his gaze. The little boat rests peacefully beneath the stars. Its work is finished for today, but tomorrow it will quietly begin again. Jesus continues. Faith is often like a fisherman. It begins each morning without seeing everything ahead, but it still chooses to trust. His words settle gently into your heart, like seeds falling onto quiet ground. You think about your own life, how often you have wanted certainty before taking the next step. How often fear has whispered to wait just a little longer. Yet the fishermen of Galilee cannot wait for perfect certainty. Morning comes, and they simply launch their boats once again. The breeze becomes cooler. Olive branches sway gently overhead. Somewhere across the lake, a lantern flickers inside a distant boat. Its tiny light rises and falls with the movement of the water. So small, yet impossible to miss against the darkness. Jesus slowly stands. You rise beside him. Together, you walk a little farther along the shore. Not far away, there is an old wooden bench. Its surface has been smoothed by years of sun, wind, and rain. Jesus sits for a moment. You join him. The sand beneath your feet is cool now. The warmth of the day has almost completely faded. Jesus bends forward. With one finger, he slowly draws a few simple lines across the sand. No picture, no words, just quiet lines crossing one another. For a little while, the markings remain. Then a gentle breeze passes by. Grain by grain, the sand begins to shift. Soon, the lines slowly disappear, until nothing remains. Jesus watches quietly. Then he smiles. There are things, he says softly, that love was never asking you to carry forever. He lets another moment pass. When forgiveness comes, the heart no longer needs to keep rewriting old stories. You look at the smooth sand once more. Nothing is left. No trace. Only quiet earth waiting for the next gentle breeze. Perhaps grace is something like that. Not pretending the past never happened, but no longer allowing it to hold your heart. Neither of you speaks for several minutes. The silence feels deeper now, not empty, but full. Full of gentle thoughts, full of quiet understanding. A soft wind brushes across the lake. The waves continue their endless rhythm. A cricket begins its evening song somewhere among the grasses. Far above, more stars appear across the sky. One by one, without hurry, without noise, the universe seems to move at its own peaceful pace. Jesus leans back slightly, looking upward. You follow his gaze. The heavens stretch farther than your eyes can see. Thousands of stars shimmer above Galilee, some bright, some faint, yet together they fill the night with quiet beauty. Jesus speaks again. No star tries to become another. Each one simply shines where the Father placed it. You remain looking upward. His words settle gently within you. How much of life has been spent comparing yourself, measuring yourself, wondering whether you were enough? Yet, the stars never compare. They simply shine, quietly, faithfully, exactly as they were created to do. A peaceful stillness settles over both of you. You no longer notice how much time has passed. The worries that once seemed so urgent feel very far away now. There is only the whisper of the olive leaves, the gentle breathing of the lake, the endless sky above, and the quiet presence of Jesus beside you for this moment. Nothing else is needed. At last, the two of you rise from the old wooden bench. The quiet walk continues. The shoreline bends gently beneath the moonlight. The night has grown even more peaceful. In the village behind you, one lamp after another quietly fades. Only a few windows still glow with warm light. Perhaps a family is sharing a late evening meal. Perhaps a mother is singing softly to her child. Or perhaps a fisherman is repairing his nets, preparing for tomorrow before resting for the night. Life here is wonderfully simple, unhurried, peaceful. Jesus walks at the same gentle pace. Now and then, he glances toward the little homes. His eyes are filled with quiet love, as though he knows every family behind those stone walls. He knows who is joyful, who is weary, who has whispered a prayer before closing their eyes. You suddenly realize how many people you pass each day without ever truly seeing them. Only now, walking beside Jesus, do you begin to notice, to slow down, to look a little deeper, and perhaps to love a little more. Soon the path opens onto a wide stretch of sand. There are no boats here, no houses, only the quiet lake stretching into the moonlit distance. Silver light rests gently upon the water. Small waves continue their endless journey toward the shore. Arriving, then quietly slipping away, Jesus pauses. He removes his sandals once more, stepping barefoot onto the cool sand. You follow him. The sand is soft beneath your feet, still holding the last gentle warmth of the day. Each step leaves a clear footprint behind. Two quiet paths. Walking side by side, you turn for a moment. Looking back at the trail behind you, a smile quietly appears, without effort, without reason. Simply because your heart feels lighter. A gentle wave reaches your feet, cool water brushes against your ankles, then slowly retreats, carrying away tiny grains of sand. Jesus kneels beside the water, scooping a little into his hands. He lets it slowly flow through his fingers. The water keeps nothing. It simply continues its journey. He smiles softly. Water does not cling, it simply keeps flowing. So, should your heart, there is no need to carry yesterday forever. You gaze across the lake, not a single drop remains still. Yet the lake itself is peaceful. Perhaps peace is not found by standing still. Perhaps it is found by moving gently forward with trust. The walk continues. An olive leaf drifts down from a nearby branch, landing quietly upon the water. It does not sink. It simply rests upon the gentle ripples, allowing the lake to carry it wherever it needs to go. You watch until it slowly disappears into the silver distance. Jesus asks quietly, "Do you know why the leaf keeps floating?" You gently shake your head, because it does not fight the water. He smiles again. Many hearts become tired, not because the journey is too long, but because they spend so much strength trying to hold back what cannot be changed. His words drift away with the evening breeze, never heavy, only gentle. Like the whisper of the lake itself, you feel another burden quietly slipping from your shoulders. Far away, a night bird sings once, then silence returns. The stars continue shining overhead. The lake continues breathing beneath the moon. The whole world seems larger. Whenever the heart becomes still enough to notice, before long, the two of you arrive beneath a great fig tree growing near the water's edge. Its broad branches stretch gracefully over the shore. The leaves whisper softly above your heads. Jesus sits beneath the ancient tree, resting comfortably against its wide trunk. You sit beside him. Neither of you speaks. You simply watch the moonlight resting upon the water. Minutes pass, perhaps longer. Time no longer asks to be measured. It simply flows quietly, like the lake before you. Then Jesus speaks. "My child, have you noticed something?" You turn toward him. "We have not walked very far." You glance back toward the village. He is right. The houses are still nearby. The shoreline has hardly changed. The distance has been small. Jesus smiles warmly. And yet your heart has traveled much farther. From worry to peace. You slowly close your eyes. The breeze brushes gently across your face. The waves continue their quiet song. The leaves whisper above you. You hear your own breathing. Slow, steady, peaceful. And for the first time in a very long while, you no longer feel the need to become someone else. It is enough simply to be here, beside the Sea of Galilee, beneath the sky full of stars, resting quietly with Jesus. The night has grown very still. The Sea of Galilee now rests beneath a sky filled with countless stars. The water is almost perfectly calm, like a great mirror, holding the quiet beauty of heaven above. The moon has climbed higher. Its gentle light softly illuminates the shoreline, not bright, not cold, only enough to reveal the peaceful path before you. The two of you slowly rise once more. There is no need to say that this quiet walk is coming to its end. You simply feel it, like the final notes of a gentle melody. Slowly fading into silence, Jesus begins walking again. You remain beside him. Together, you follow the little path leading back toward the village. The small stone houses have fallen asleep. Children's laughter has long since faded. The evening conversations are over. Even the dogs resting near the doorways have curled up for the night. Only one small oil lamp still burns inside a distant window. Its tiny flame flickers gently in the breeze. but it never goes out. Jesus pauses for a moment, looking quietly toward its warm light. Then he smiles. Some lights do not need to shine brightly. They only need to help one soul find the way. You quietly carry those words into your heart. Perhaps peace is much like that little lamp. It does not have to change the whole world. It only needs to bring warmth to one heart at a time. The path leads past an old village well. A wooden bucket rests neatly beside the stone wall. A clay jar waits quietly nearby. Perhaps tomorrow morning, someone will come here before sunrise to draw fresh water, to begin another ordinary day. Everything seems to move with its own gentle rhythm. Morning for work, evening for returning home, night for rest. Creation has never hurried. Only people sometimes forget that they too were made to rest. You realize it has been a long time since you truly allowed yourself to do so. Even when your body stopped moving, your thoughts continued running, from one task to another, from today into tomorrow. But tonight, for the first time in a long while, those thoughts have become quiet, as though they too have been walking beside Jesus. The path finally reaches a gentle rise overlooking the lake. From here, almost the entire Sea of Galilee stretches before you. Peaceful, silent, the stars shimmer upon the water, like thousands of tiny candles floating across the night. Jesus stops. He gazes quietly across the lake. Then he turns toward you. His eyes are just as gentle as they were when the walk first began. Nothing has changed, only your heart. He speaks softly. My child, remember this night, not because of the lake, not because of this path, but because of the peace the Father has quietly placed within your heart. It will remain with you, even when life becomes busy again, even when difficult days come. You need only pause and remember, I am always walking beside you. You do not answer, you simply nod. The burdens you carried have not disappeared. Life will still bring its challenges, but somehow they no longer feel as heavy because, you no longer carry them alone. A final breeze moves gently across the lake, carrying the scent of fresh water, wild grass, and the rich earth of Galilee. You take one slow, deep breath, then another, even slower this time, even gentler. Jesus begins walking once more. After a few quiet steps, he turns back toward you. A peaceful smile rests upon his face. It is not a farewell. It feels more like a promise. Whenever your heart grows weary, whenever the world becomes too loud, you can always return. Not only to the shores of Galilee, but to the quiet place within your heart, where his peace still waits for you. You watch him for a little while longer, until his figure slowly blends into the silver moonlight. The lake remains calm, the breeze remains gentle, the stars continue shining. Without hurry, you slowly close your eyes, feeling your own breathing. One quiet breath, then another. There's nothing left to accomplish tonight, nothing left to prove, nothing left to carry. Only this quiet moment, only this gentle peace, only the comforting presence of Jesus. May your heart rest peacefully tonight. May every worry settle like the gentle ripples upon the Sea of Galilee. May your soul find deep and quiet rest. And when morning comes, may you awaken still carrying the peace of this beautiful night. Sleep well, and may the gentle love of Jesus remain with you throughout the night.